I'm in a different room. I think you'll be able to see all of me, but if you can't, unmute yourself and say, hey, move, I can't see you.
Okay, I'm gonna mute
right.
and.
We're gonna start in child pose on our mat. The volume's all the way up. Alright, so while we're in child pose, our knees are wide, the mounds of the big toes are coming together. You can reach your arms out in front or wrap them around your body. Forehead is on the mat. You're gonna take a nice deep breath in and feel those back ribs expand. And as you exhale, feel those lower ribs sliding in and down. We're just gonna take a few breaths here, just trying to calm our body, calm our mind. Taking our focus inward. One more breath, and you're going to reach your arms out in front. You're going to walk your hands to the left and draw your right hip towards your right ankle. Breathe into your side body. Let's come back to center and do the same thing, other side. As your hands reach to the right, left hip is drawing down towards your left ankle. Take the breath down the left side of your body. And let's come back to center, reaching the arms out in front. Spread your fingertips nice and wide and come into all fours. Lining up the knees and hips, lining up the shoulders and heels of your hands. Let's just do a couple cow cats, flexing and extending through our spine. Feeling energy at the tops of the feet pressing against the earth. Feeling energy in the tips of your fingers pressing down into the earth. Create that bond. Remember to continue with breath and movement. We'll do one more, and we'll come back to our neutral spine. You're going to walk your knees back a couple of inches and drop your hips forward so we're in modified plank position. Imagine you're trying to tuck the tailbone, pull the belly in. Let the tips of the hips reach for the triceps. Arms are strong. Gaze is down, the back of the neck is long. Curl your toes. Option, straighten your legs for full plank. We're here for a breath. Release the knees, sit back and stretch, child pose. Keep the arms reaching out in front of you. Shift forward. Drop the hips, modified plank. Curl the toes. Option to straighten the legs, coming into full plank. Now pull the hips back and find down dog. Knees can be soft. Let the shoulders roll down to the hips. And let's just pedal out our feet. We'll hold the heels pressing down and drop the heels to the right. Try to keep your shoulders square. Feeling the length down the left side of your body. Let's come back to down dog and drop the heels to the left. Try to keep those shoulders squared and feel the stretch again down the right side of your body. Coming back to down dog, look forward, soften your knees, sit back and stretch, child pose. You can give your wrists a little roll here, shake them out. And then again, we'll reach the arms forward. Look between your hands, shift the weight forward, modified plank. Gently come all the way down to your mat, sliding your hands by your mid to low ribs. Keeping the tops of the feet pressing into the mat, belly button pull up. We're going to inhale up to cobra, find length in your spine, and exhale, come down. Let's do a few of these at your own pace, staying with breath and movement. Allow your body to flow with your breath. We'll do one more and we'll release all the way back to the mat. Putting energy back into the fingertips, fingers are wide, deep breath in. As you exhale, press back up into modified or full plank. Press back into down dog. Inhale, we're going to take our right leg up. Keeping your shoulders squared, open the right hip, bend the knee, and let's rotate the ankle. And we'll switch directions. Square your hip, release the leg. Look forward, soften your knees, come back and stretch. Child pose. Taking the hands this time, let's wrap around the body. Let those shoulders roll back and down. Interlock your hands if you can. Gently start to draw the knuckles up to the sky. Allow the chest to open. Release the arms, extend them out in front. Fingers are wide. Look between your hands, shift the weight forward. Option come into full plank or stay in modified plank. Deep breath in. As you exhale, shift the weight forward slightly, come all the way back down onto your mat. Pointing the toes. This time we're going to slide our arms out to the side in line with our shoulders, and you're going to TP your fingers, so you're pressing down through your fingertips. As you inhale, lift the upper body, extend the spine, and look over your left shoulder. Come back to center, release. Inhale, lift to extend. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Come back to center and release. Hands slide back underneath the shoulders. Deep breath in, curl the toes. As you exhale, press yourself back up into modified or full plank and into down dog. I'm going to take the left leg up this time. Let energy draw down to that right heel. Open up your left hip, bend the knee, and let's rotate the ankle. And switch directions. Release, square the hips, let's find down dog. Holding down dog for a couple breaths. Allow the chest to reach to the thighs. Allow the tips of the shoulder blades to reach to the hips. Those fingers are spread. Let's inhale, look forward, shift our weight to plank. Option this time, come down just to chaturanga. Shoulder and elbows are in line. We're hugging the body with our arms. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Release, option of a push-up. And press back into down dog. You're going to walk your hands towards your feet, soften the knees as needed, holding that fold position. Inhale, we'll come up halfway into hinge. Allow your chest to reach to the front of the mat. Feel your hips reaching to the back. You should feel a little stretch in your hamstrings here, even with soft knees. Press down to come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, we're just going to step our right foot forward, draw the left heel up. We're at the back of our mat, and our thighs are squeezing towards one another. I'm going to inhale, lift the arms, circle, and exhale, return to heart. Staying in this lunge position, we find energy through that back leg, press down through that front heel. Staying with the pace of your breath. We'll meet with our hands at heart. Inhale, draw your fingertips forward, extend the arms. Imagine bicep squeezing towards bicep. Try not to round forward, keep that chest open. And now return the palms to the sky and allow the thumbs to reach to the back of the room. Release fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, fingertips to the mat. Sweep your right leg back into three-legged down dog. Release down dog. Walk your hands towards your feet, bending knees if needed. Stay in that fold for a breath. Inhale, come halfway up to hinge. Knees are soft as you press down, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do this a couple more times. Deepening our breath, keeping our inhale and our exhales equal in length. Next time you bring your hands to heart, we'll hold it there. Take a big step forward with your left foot. Lunge position. Left knee bends, dig into that front heel. Stays in alignment. Neutral through the pelvis. Reach that back heel to the wall behind you. Feel the stretch in that hip flexor. Send the fingertips to the front of the room. Extend the arms. Think of biceps squeezing towards bicep. This time we're going to release the arms and see if we can interlock our hands behind us. If that's not available, energy palms apart. Let those shoulders roll back and down. Lift the heart to the sky. You can elevate the chin if it's comfortable on the neck. Really sweep the arms up, fingertips to the sky. Hinge forward, hands to the mat. Sweep your left leg back, three-legged down dog. Release to down dog. Look forward between your hands, soften your knees, and walk or float your feet in. Release, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Release, reverse swan dive up, and hands to heart. On an inhale, we're going to step our left foot back, crescent pose, sweeping the arms up. Release to warrior one. You're going to drop your back heel, heel to heel alignment. We're going to sweep those arms behind us again. If available, interlock. Hinge forward. Let the top of the head reach across the room. Let those shoulder blades slide in and down. Option, drop your head to the inside of your right leg. Keep the chest open. As you release, hands are going to come to the floor, back heel pivots up. Step your right foot back, we're in plank. Come on down to the floor or chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Release, option of your push-up, and find down dog. We're here for a couple breaths. If you need a sip of water, if you take a break, now's a good time to take it. But remember, anytime you need to shake it out, shake it out. Inhale, look forward. Come high on your toes. Keep your hips high. Feel the abdominal engagement. An option of floating or walking your feet in. Soft landing, release to forward fold. Come on up halfway. Release, reverse swan dive up. And hands to heart. Left foot, right foot steps back, crescent pose. Back heel is up. Inhale, extend the arms, drop the back heel, warrior one. Sweep the arms behind you, interlock if available. Hinge forward. Stand with the top of the head reaching across the room. Option to drop the head to the inside of the leg. See if we can get the knuckles to face the sky as we keep that chest open. Feel energy in the soles of the feet, grounding down to the earth. As we release the hands, they're going to come to the mat. Head comes in line with the spine. Sweep the left foot back, rotate that right heel up, and release into plank. Chaturanga or to the floor. Cobra or up dog. Release, option of a push-up, and come into your down dog. We're here for a few breaths. Inhale, look forward. Keep the hips high. Come high onto your toes. Press down through your toes. Wake up those feet. And again, float or walk your feet in gently to forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Release, reverse swan dive up. And hands to heart. Stepping our left foot back. Crescent pose. We're going to take our hands to our hips, dropping our back heel, warrior one, heel to heel alignment. If you're finding yourself a little balanced today, just make that step a little bit wider. Now let's straighten that front leg. Draw that right hip back. Feel those inner thighs squeezing. Hinge forward. Option here, you can take your hands to your block, your mat. Allow the chest to drop towards the thigh. Staying long through your spine here. Try not to look at your waist or your thigh. That's going to round your upper back. Keep your back long. We're going to rebend that right leg. Turn the left heel up. If needed, step that left foot a little further back. We're in runner's pose. Sweep your right foot back into three-legged dog. Draw energy down through that left heel. Allow that chest to reach to your thigh. Release, down dog. Look forward. Soften the knees. Come high on the toes. Press down through those toes. Let the shoulders roll back. Pull the belly up. Option to try to float or walk your feet in. Release, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Release, reverse swan dive up. And hands to heart. Right foot steps back, crescent pose, hand stays at heart. You're going to drop your back heel, turning it out slightly, hands will come to hips. Straighten your front leg. Think of the kneecap as lifting up towards the quad. Hinge forward. Let that left hip pull to the back of the room. Option to stay here or come down to a fold. The hands can come to your block, your shin, the mat, just not on the kneecap. Don't press on the knee here. We're here for a couple breaths. We're going to rebend that left knee, spiral that right knee, heel, up. If you need to step it back a little bit, find that runner's pose. We're going to swing that left leg back into the air, three-legged down dog. Release to down dog. Let's shift forward into plank or modified plank. Option chaturanga or come all the way to the floor. Up dog or cobra. Release. Press back into your down dog. We're here for a couple breaths. You need to shake it out. You need a sip of water. Feel free to take it. Inhale, right leg draws up. Look between your hands. You're going to pivot the shoulders right over the heels of the hand. Take the knee to the chin, thigh high to the chest. We feel core engagement here. Step your foot in between your hands. Keeping your fingertips or hands on the floor or block. You're going to straighten that front leg and draw your left leg up for standing splits. If you want to, you can take your right hand and wrap it around your right ankle, keeping the hips squared. It's not about how high you can get that left foot. You're going to look forward, soften your right knee, take your back foot and step it in. The mounds of the big toes are touching. Drop the hips. So imagine your top of your head to your tailbone is like a table. It's nice and flat. Reach the fingertips over, out front, and lift into seated chair. Release back into forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Press down to come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Release. Walk or float it back into chaturanga. Come through your vinyasa, cobra or up dog, and we'll meet back at down dog. We're here for a couple breaths. Left leg will draw up. Pivot to plank, pull knee to the chin, thigh high to the chest. You'll feel a little rounding in that upper back, and then see if you can place that foot in between your hands. Hands will stay on your block. You can be on your fingertips, on your mat. As you straighten that left leg, draw the right leg up, standing splits. As you release, bend the knee, draw the mounds of the big toes together. The top of the head comes across the room. You're going to feel ribs touching your thighs. Again, think of your back as a table, flat and long. Reach your fingertips forward. Lift the torso, seated chair. Release to forward fold. Draw the hips up. Come on up halfway. Release, reverse swan dive up. And hands to heart. We're here for a couple breaths. We're going to take a balance challenge before we come down onto the floor. We'll just take a simple treat today to kind of reconnect with everything. You're going to take your foot to the inside of your leg, anywhere on the leg, just not on the kneecap. Pull the outer hips in. Let that knee reach to the back of the room. You can keep your hands at heart or extend them into the air, your choice. Taking your hands to cactus or over your shoulders, you're going to draw the knee forward and kick the leg out, leading with the heel. Try not to hike up the hip. And gently release. Take a breath. And when you're ready, same thing, other side, finding tree. Nice, simple, basic tree. Reconnect, find your breath. Taking arms to cactus or overhead, draw the knee forward. Leading with the heel, draw that leg out. Standing step. Bend the knee and gently release. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to come down on the floor and do some core work on our back. So if you need to move your computer around so you can see me, take this moment to do so, and we'll just meet down on the mat in that position. Feel free to grab some water. So we're going to make our way just down onto our backs. We'll start with bent knees. Find your tailbone. Feel your tailbone kind of melt into the mat. Lumbar curvature is present. Get broad across the collarbone. Feel your shoulder blades almost sliding in and down to help keep that chest proud. Keep it open. We're just going to take our right knee and hold on at our right hamstring and draw the knee into the chest. We're going to slide our left leg out. On an inhale, we're just going to tilt the chin slightly to lengthen the back of the neck. And again, leaving space between the chin and the chest. We're not jamming it down, just lengthening the back of the neck. On an exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come up, driving the navel towards the spine, the rib towards the hips. Low back is starting to come into the mat. Extend the right leg into the air. Now hover your left leg off the mat. Option here to go a little bit deeper. Extend the arms forward. Let the palms reach to the sky. So again, ribs to hip, belly button to spine. Make sure you're breathing. Return your hand, return the left leg, bend the knee, lower the upper body back to the floor. Releasing your right foot to the floor, let's take the left hamstring, draw the knee into the chest. Slide your right leg out, toes to the sky on that right leg. Lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders draw off the mat. Feel that lumbar curvature flatten towards the mat. With the heel, extend the leg. Option to take the right leg off the floor, let it hover off the mat. Second challenge, reach the arms forward, release the hands from the leg. With the fingertips, reach towards your right foot, keep broad across the collarbone. Return the hands, release the right leg, bend the left knee back into the chest. As we release this leg, we're going to draw our right knee up. Knees are directly over the hips. The back is imprinted. That low back is connected to the earth. Hands. You're going to take the palms of your hands and press them against your thighs. Imagine your thighs are trying to pull into your chest as your hands are pushing the legs away. The further your knees are from the hips, the more difficult this exercise. The more you bring the knees over the ribs, the easier the exercise. So you want to find a placement where you're challenged, but you're not losing the integrity of your abdominals. Keep that low back flat. Keep the abdominal wall engaged. You're breathing. For 3, 2, 1, and release. On your next breath, you'll take those knees back up. And then extend the legs into the air. Slowly lower your right leg as far as you can go, keeping that imprint to your spine. And let's draw it up. Same thing, left leg, nice and slow. If you think you're going too fast, you're not, go even slower. Pausing when you get to that point, and take it up. And we're just going to continue this for a few alternating legs. Allow the leg to hover when you get to that point, and then slowly draw it up. Breathing out as the leg comes down, breathing in as the leg comes up. Next time the legs come together, you're just going to take the knees into the chest just for a little stretch. Sending the legs into the air again. Allow the balls of the feet to reach to the mat. You're going to extend the left leg into the air directly above the shoulder with the fingertips reach for the sky. And now as you come up, you're going to take the upper body up and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach the back of your left hand to the outside of your right ankle. And come back. I'm going to stay on the same side. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return. Getting into the obliques. Think that the left ribs is reaching to the right hip. We'll do one more. And when you're ready, you'll do the same thing, other side. We inhale, we'll take the right arm up, palm facing in. As you exhale, you're gonna reach over and across. So say the back of your right hand is reaching to the outside of your left ankle. If you have any stress on the neck, it's an indication you're pulling up with your neck muscles, not your core muscles. So stop, re-engage. You can always take that left hand and support your head as well. We'll do one more. And then we'll come back to center, pull the knees into the chest. As we release the feet back to the mat, we're going to release them into a narrow stance, heels close to the glutes, and we'll prepare for our bridge. Maybe touch your heels with your fingertips. Putting weight in the big toe, making sure the knees do not flare out. I want you to come into a posterior tilt. I want you to turn that tailbone up first, and then lift the hips. Think of a straight line from shoulder, hips to knees. Activate those inner thighs to prevent the knees from flaring out. If you want to tuck your arms underneath, interlock your hands, feel free. We're here for one more breath. And then we'll gently release. Thinking of your spine as a pearl necklace, just coming down one vertebra at a time. All the way until we find neutral spine. So that lumbar curvature is going to return. And then we're just going to walk the feet together and allow the knees to open in opposite direction. Sensation of touch to the inner thighs to suggest to the muscle to release a little more. Or if that's too intense, you can always support your hands underneath your legs. Let's take another breath here. And then we're going to pull the knees up and we'll take the arms out to the side. We're going to separate the feet, walk the feet about hip distance apart. I'm going to drop our knees to the right. Notice that left shoulder blade. See if it can stay heavy. Maybe even looking to the left. If you're trying to get a deeper rotation, you can always take the left leg and cross it over the right. If you find that too intense on your lower back, just uncross the legs. One more breath. I'm going to come back to center. And then, again, making sure we keep that space between our feet as we drop the legs to the left. Noticing the shoulder blade. Maybe looking to the right. If you need something deeper, cross your right leg over your left. I'll have you come back to center. You can pull your knees into your chest as long as it's comfortable on your back. You want a little rock and roll. And then we'll settle. We'll slide our legs out. We'll bring our arms by our side. Allow the gaze to soften. Let the tension leave your forehead. Let the tension leave your jaw. Think of your shoulders sinking as your fingertips start to curl up. Let all the energy release from that upper body. Your breath is becoming natural. We feel an external rotation in the hips and legs. I just want you to think of that autumn leaf. And it's just floating. And just float with your breath. Feel the rise and fall of the body as the breath moves. want you to give yourself a cleansing breath to wake yourself up. Take a deep breath in and just pause at the top of that breath. And then an audible exhale, you can let it all go. And when you come up, rolling to your side is a little gentler around your body, especially if you get dizzy, taking your time, whatever works for you. I want to thank you for sharing your practice. Thank you for trying things with me. I wish you peace, health, happiness, and safety. Namaste.